say that we falling off.
What's up, you guys? It's Bree J and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're returning, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hey girl, hey, welcome to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because I am a vibe. So today's video, we're discussing on how to start a body butter business in 2025 and also become successful. You either click this video because you already have a business and you're stuck and you're just trying to elevate for the next upcoming year, or simply you're just trying to start that body butter business. Either way, or whatever reason, you click this video for whichever reason, and just know that I got you, okay? All right, so hopefully you have a pen and paper because I do got a lot of tea for y'all, okay? I got a lot of things to say, and I do want you guys to get all the information as much as possible. So the first thing that I do recommend for you is your name, okay? You need a name that is going to represent you. You are your brand, your name is your brand, and you need a name that is going to represent you. There's plenty of people that created names, you know, their brand names with their names in it. There is a young lady who does lip gloss. Her name is Ariana, and she made her lip gloss made by Ari J. Okay? Bougie Barbie, when she first started, she's a big influencer now, but when she first started, all of her lip glosses and brands was called Bougie Barbie. Okay, so you can add your name into it if you're having any type of problems, or you can't think of a name, or simply chat GPT. Okay, AI is very different. We did not have that back in the day, years ago, especially when I started in 2021. That did not exist. So you can simply just use your tools. Google chat GPT, type in as far as, you know, I'm creating a body butter business and I want a brand name that, you know, specifies in skincare products that helps with dry skin, and it will come up with different things, like different things, you know, different type of names, different things that you can use. You can ask them 4 to 5 times. You can be very specific. So there's different tools that can help you figure out what brand name that you need, brand name that you want. Okay, so after you think of your name, I do want you to Google the name just to make sure that it's not taken. A lot of times we do come up with our own things. We think that, you know, it doesn't exist because we never heard of it, and it does exist. So I do want you to go to Google. There's different websites that you can just go on just to check the name, especially in your state, just to make sure that it's not, you know, taken. Okay, the next thing that I do recommend is a LLC. I do recommend the LLC, especially if you are serious, just to make sure that you have some protection when it comes to as far as you starting a business. And then also any type of expenses or anything will go under as far as that LLC. So I do recommend that. If you're not serious on starting a business, I do not recommend it, only because I do know a couple people that started an LLC. They didn't do anything for the whole year, and then they're just paying the fee next year just to hold the name. I wouldn't do that because you're wasting money. So I do recommend that, you know, if you are serious, get an LLC. So when it comes to having as far as a business, you must think about your target audience. What is the reason for your business? What is the business mission? Okay, so that is something that you have to think about. Are you making butters to help when it comes to skin conditions? Are you catering to people with eczema? Are you catering to people that have all different kind of skin types? Is it safe for babies? Is it safe for people that, you know, is diabetic? Are you creating something that is more just aesthetic pleasing? Do you want it to be more like with fragrance? Are you creating butter with essential oils? This is something that you have to really sit down and think about, because every business has a target audience. So I do recommend that. So I have eczema, so I honestly did both. I created a body butter with shea butter, mango butter, and different oils that helps out with my skin condition. And I also made it that it does smell good. I didn't add too much fragrance because on top of me having eczema, I do have allergies, but I did a very soft, sweet scent. So that may work for me, but it may not work for someone that is more sensitive, and I wouldn't recommend it for babies as well. So that is just something that you just have to do your own research on and just figure out what your business mission is. Okay, so me saying this, I do recommend for you to do your own research when it comes to butters. There's so many different butters out there. There's cocoa butter, shea butter, mango butter, avocado butter. There's so many different type of butters that you can even use that have different benefits for the skin as well as oils. I do recommend first, like I mentioned, that you find your target audience. See what you're wanting to look for. See what you're wanting to do when it comes to as far as your business. What audience are you willing to as far as cater to? And that will help you as far as choose the butters based on what you choose for your business. Once you figure out which butters and which oils you want to use, I do recommend for you to start buying. Once you have as far as like just a handful of butters, I would say at least 2 butters, 3 oils max. I do recommend that to just start until you find as far as what recipe and formula you want to go for. That should help you out when it comes to the budget, for you not to go over budget, to pick out 10 different oils and 5 different butters. I would most definitely not recommend that. So just start for at least 2 butters and 3 different oils to help you out with, so you can budget on building and buying inventory for your body butters. Once you started buying inventories for your body butters, and like I mentioned, I do recommend at least 3 oils and 2 butters to start max. Honestly, I kept it as that when it came to my business, nothing more than that. But it's completely up to you. Once you're able to find a recipe and formulate what works for you, you can adjust it accordingly. But to start, I wouldn't even go over that. Once you be able to get your inventory, I do recommend for you to write down everything. Write down all of your expenses, how much you have paid for it. I know a lot of people use QuickBooks. I personally just got like a notebook from the dollar store, and every purchase I wrote in the notebook and just kept it to the side. Very cheap and easy. That's most definitely what I do recommend, because it does help out when it comes to tax time, and you just want to make sure that you write down everything when it comes to as far as your business, and just keep everything. So when it comes to inventory, it is a couple of places that I do recommend and a couple places that I do love. If I talk about all the places, honestly, this video will be super long, so I may do a separate video, but I'm just going to give you just a couple just for you to start. The first place, I would say Amazon. Amazon has everything. Electronics, food, skin products. They also have things for businesses as well. So you can get your jars if that's something that you're wanting to as far as do. They have glass jars, bottles, plastic jars, plastic bottles. They even have like the glass droppers. I used that when I started my skincare business, and I created a hair oil. So there's different options when it comes to as far as Amazon. And you can also buy your oils on there, shea butters on there. When I first started, I didn't know where to buy things at, to be honest. So I started off at Amazon. I ended up getting it quickly so I can start making my recipes super quick so I can get started. So that is a good, way for you to go ahead and get started right away is Amazon, because you normally get everything in 1 or 2 days. The next thing that I do recommend, or the next place I do recommend, is Alibaba. If you have money to spend and you want something more custom, let's say if you're a brand, you want your brand to be rose gold or silver, and they may not be any containers that you like on Amazon, you can simply just go to Alibaba, and they have different type of containers, and you can also customize them as well. So Alibaba is the way to go when it comes to customs. You can talk to sellers. They are business people. Sometimes they do work with you because they do have their own business and they're trying to get a sale as well. So I do recommend as far as Alibaba, especially when it comes to the custom part. If you're just looking to start off, like I mentioned, there is a ton of websites that I do know of that can also help you out, especially if starting. But for the sake of this video, I do recommend Alibaba. I started off with Alibaba as well with my lip gloss tubes. When I first started, I got like 100 tubes for $50. But like I mentioned, I would only recommend it if you're looking more for a custom approach, okay? Last but not least, Wholesale Supply Plus. You guys, that's the #1 place that I do recommend, okay? I'm giving y'all some exclusive stuff. I'm not even gonna wait for the next video to tell you about this place because I want you guys to get started. But Wholesale Supplies Plus, anything when it comes to skincare, hair care, you want to make waxes, ointments, anything when it comes to cosmetics, lipsticks, Wholesale Supplies Plus has very good quality things. I bought everything on there. Shea butters, beeswax, when I used to make ointments, my jars, when I made lotions. They have bottles on there. Maca powder, if you want to make an aesthetic pleasing body butters with color. Maca powder is on Amazon as well as Wholesale Supply Plus, and it doesn't take long either, so I most definitely do recommend you checking that out, especially when it comes to starting, because it's very cheaper. To me, it can be cheaper than Amazon. I'm the type of person that likes to compare prices, so I do recommend for you to always compare prices, but I do recommend Wholesale Supply Plus. If you're looking to start anything, like shampoos, they have bases, conditioner base, they have lotion base for the people that is curious on making lotion. There's so many different options when it comes to that particular website. All right, so the next thing that I do want to talk to you guys about is your logo. So basically, like I mentioned, you are your brand. Once you pick your name does not exist on anyone's platform. It's your actual name. You got an LLC. Start that logo. I created my logo myself. I used Canva, and I did have like inspiration pictures of, different people. It's people around us. There's nothing wrong with looking at someone else's things, seeing what you like and don't like, seeing what you may change, and different things like that, and creating it to your own. I created my labels on Canva. I downloaded it. You can either print it through Canva. I feel like it's a little bit too expensive for me, so I just simply downloaded it. I did do an approach where I both either got a company to print it for me, or I printed it myself. I used Avery labels to print it out myself, which I can go into more details in the next video. And I also got it shipped through Avery labels as well as online labels too. They're pretty good when it comes to as far as any type of labels or logos or whatever that you need to have it print out. If you're not sure on like how to create your own logo, like I mentioned, there is so many options. Okay, say it with me. So many options than it was back in 2021, back in 2020, or whenever all the other people have started. It's so many options. ChatGPT, again, they help you with your name, and they can also create a logo for you. Just type in ChatGPT. Hey, my name is Bridget. I have a skincare business, and I want my skincare to have a big jar with body butters on there, and it to be purple, blue, and green. Then they're going to give you exactly what you're looking for. You can download it and use it if you like it, and just play with it a little bit. You can be very specific. If you don't like it, just talk to it. Say, I don't like this, can you change this? Or I don't like the way you did this, can you change that? There's so many options out there. Like, it's you can't lose. You can't lose. 2025, say it with me, 2025 is mine. 2025 is mine. There's so many different options out there, so many platforms, so many ways for you to win, where you don't even have to do it yourself anymore. Okay, ChatGPT will help you. Trust me. Trust me. All right, so once you have your labels and you have your inventory and everything came in, next is formulate. Okay, create a recipe. There's so many different recipes online if you simply Google it. Honestly, I follow different platforms like Facebook. There's so many groups that actually will help you. They will help you formulate. If something goes wrong, they will tell you where you went wrong at. Like, there's so many groups out there. Even YouTube. When I first started, honestly, I tried different recipes of different YouTubers, different people that creates different body butters, and I tried to find which one that I do like. And once I found the one that I liked, I tweaked it and made it my own. So you can follow someone's recipe. You don't have to have the same oils as them. You don't have to have the same colors and the same logo. But I honestly followed their recipe. The way that they do their formula with the oils that I chose, and created a beautiful body butter. And there you have it. A recipe there where you didn't have to think too hard or anything. When it comes to formulas, I know that it can be very confusing. There's a 60-40 method that is the perfect body butter. 60% is the shea butter or cocoa butter, the mango butter, whichever butter that you use, 60% and then 40% of oils. You always want your oils to be less than the butters, because if your oils is more or close to it, it will be very runny, very soupy, and your butters will start separated, and it's a disaster. It would not give you the consistency that you're looking for. So 60-40, 60% of butters, 40% of oils is the way to go that I do recommend for you. But like I mentioned, if it's easier for you to try someone else's, just so they can give you like the grams, the percents, if you can't do it on your own, that is what I do recommend for you. Wholesale Supply Plus have batch calculators. If you go to their website, you'll be able to see their batch calculator, where you can literally put in the butters that you have, whether you have mango butter and shea butter. You can calculate on how to split that from 60-40 of the way that you do choose. And then the 40% of the oils, you can split that of the 3 oils that you have, split it for 40%, and then they will literally give you how many grams that you need from the percent. They will literally give you the grams and the measurements, and then you can create it to your own. But like I mentioned, if you're wanting to, as far as try another recipe, see how you like it, and if it sticks for you, you want to use it, I'm okay with that, because you got to start somewhere. Just don't copy everything though. That's what I do recommend. Another thing is, when it comes to formulating, just know with formulating, you may not have the same formula throughout the year. So there's different peaks, the same how there's different seasons. So 60-40 I recommend as far as just normal weather. Cool weather is completely fine, but in the summertime, I would change my formula. So with me, I currently live in Florida, so it's constantly hot. It's always hot in Florida. But around the summertime, it's a little more hot than normal, so I do adjust my butters from 70 to 30. I make my butters a little hard, so when I am shipping out my butters to customers, they're not melting when you get them. So when you make them a little bit harder, or when like make the butters as far as like a higher percent, it does help out so it can last when it comes to as far as like in the heat. So I do recommend that, of just trying to find your own formula. Everything is a work in progress. You're not going to as far as ace everything right away. So I most definitely do recommend for you to play with different things. Like I mentioned, for me, 60-40 was the way to go throughout the year. And then the summertime, I most definitely changed my formula to 70-30. If that is helpful for you guys and you wanted to know. Because I know people make their different formulas different ways. All right, so this point right here. So this bullet point right here, some people may agree, some people may not agree, but hear me out. I feel that you should not be afraid to give samples of your products. I know time is money. I know some people spend a lot on inventory and they just want to start selling. But this will help you in the long run. Do not be afraid to give samples to family and friends. You don't have to give it to your whole family or all of your friends. But just remember that everybody has different skin types. Some people may have, like I mentioned, eczema. You know, an aunt may be diabetic, especially if you're wanting to as far as work on body butters for everybody. Your auntie and uncle can have very dehydrated and dry skin. So you do want to test out these products just to make sure that they fit your mission that you're representing. Okay? You want to make sure that your products is exactly what you're saying or exactly what you're telling the customers, your target audience. Oh, my skincare, my butters, it helps with dry, flaky skin. Well, it didn't work for me. Why? Because you didn't test them out. Just because they work for you. And sometimes we'll be in denial because we feel like our products is perfect, especially since we made it. But you do need opinions, okay? And just because someone gives their opinion and you may not like what they say, you know, all opinions aren't bad. You know what I mean? So just take into consideration of letting people test out your products. And then that will let you know, yes, I'm on the right track. You don't even have to give them a big jar. I used to sell 4 ounces and 8 ounces. My samples used to be 2 ounce jars. That's not a big jar, honestly. And another thing is, when it comes to you giving out these samples, let me tell you, giving out these samples and getting your family to give you reviews, giving out these samples and letting your family give you reviews and opinions is something that you can put on your website. Word of mouth. Okay, you're following me? So you can give it to Uncle. Let's say Uncle Jimmy, you know, every time you come around, he's always ashy. Uncle Jimmy is always ashy from his elbows to his ankles. And you say, hey Uncle Jimmy, I have my body butter right here. It is very moisturizing. Do you mind if I take a before picture of just how everything looks right now, of like your ankles and your knees? Do you mind if I just could take a before picture? Click, take a picture. Okay, well, can you try out my body butter? And then once he put the body butter on him, his skin looks moisturized. You take an after picture. Boom. There's your review right there. You want to make sure that you have pictures, reviews, especially when it comes for you to make your social media page. You want to make sure you have something to show for when it comes to as far as you starting off as well. Because no one's going to buy from somebody that don't have any pictures. Okay, you're following me? If you don't have no pictures, no reviews, no one bought from you before, and your page is empty, no one's going to buy from you. So use these samples. It's not a bad thing of you letting someone try your sample. And maybe your mom, your cousin, your best friend may actually like it. And they may purchase a big one. And just if they don't, it's okay. At least you got a review from them. You following me? So there's nothing wrong when it comes to as far as you giving out samples. Use it. Use it as your review. And like I mentioned, when it goes back to your mission, you just gave it to your auntie who's diabetic. Did she have any reaction to it? Okay? You say that your skin helps with eczema. Did you give it to your little cousin who has eczema? How did it react to their skin? Okay? Uncle Jimmy, he is healed. He is very moisturized. That is something that you can advertise when it comes to as far as your business. You need pictures, you need reviews, okay? Another thing is when it comes to as far as you formulating, trying out products, is to also make sure that your products can stand in any type of weather and season. So this goes back when it comes to formulating, especially when it comes to like the hotter times. I do recommend, because I did this for myself, you can either do this with your mother sample or whoever sample that you're going to give it to. Ship out that body butter. Ship out the body butter. See, did it, hold when it comes to as far as you packaging that order. See, did it make it safe to whichever location that you sent it to? Or simply send it to yourself. Did it get back to you safe? Did the jar break? Are you using glass jars? Did it break? Is it still intact? How is the packaging? Is that still intact? Did your butter separate? So I do recommend when it comes to as far as you just trying to figure out before you sell your body butters, ship it to yourself. Or ship your mom a sample and see if it's exactly how it left your home. So when it comes to as far as your body butters and you shipping your body butters off, like I mentioned, I do recommend for you to ship them off just to see if, they came back exactly how you shipped them. I do recommend that. Are you using glass jars? Is the jars broken? Do you have to adjust as far as the padding in the box? Did your butters melt? Maybe you need to formulate a little bit better. Maybe you need to add a little ice pack in the hotter months when it comes to as far as you shipping these body butters. And I just want to say a disclaimer. It is normal for body butters to melt because body butters is like the butters that we cook with. You let it sit out for too long, especially on the stove, and the stove is hot, what happens? It melts. That's the same thing that happens to our body butters in the heat when it's extremely hot. They tend to melt. But let your customers know, especially in summertime. I most definitely let my customers know around the summertime. I put it in the description. I say, hey, right now it is the summer. So just in case if you do receive your butters melted, I just want to let you know that it's completely normal, okay? Put your butters in a cool place or simply the fridge. take it out and it should be back to normal. Okay? That is something to prepare you just in case, because a lot of things is not in our control. You know, especially when it comes to as far as the hotter months. Like I mentioned, normally with the hotter months, I do formulate a little bit different. I make my butters a little bit harder so it can last. But a lot of times it don't, and it's okay. Also, you can put in like a little business card too when you package the orders. Put your business card as well as to let them know, hey, disclaimer, just in case if you receive me hot, here's what to do. That is something for you guys. All right, so the next bullet point that I do have for you guys, when you are creating samples, when you're shipping out the order to yourself, just to see how you got it back, record yourself doing everything. Okay, use the piping bags. You can get it from Walmart, you can get it from Amazon. I've seen some at the dollar store. You can pipe your butters. It may take practice, it's not going to be perfect, but once you get there, it's completely fine. I know some people that pour their butters, but show yourself. Add more content so you can be ready for your Instagram page, your social media pages. Okay, anything that you do, whether it's melting your shea butter, record that. Putting your shea butter in the bowl and measuring the shea butter. Adding the oils to the shea butter is content. Piping your butters is content. Screwing the top on your jars is content. Acting like you're packaging the order. That order that you just shipped to yourself to make sure that your packaging was okay, you can record that. Record yourself going to the post office and saying, hey, shipping my first order. It is your first order. So everything is content. You want to make sure you have as much content as possible, as well as those reviews that you gave samples to your family members. All content is content, honey. Especially when it comes to as far as business and selling. Not only are you selling the product, but you're selling yourself. So after you have created as far as all the content from the reviews, the testimonies that you got from family and friends, also the before and after pictures, and also you creating these butters, it's time for your social media. Facebook, Instagram, I know some people are using Limit 8 nowadays. All content, any content is content, okay? So you want to make sure you post those and stay consistent. Don't post them all at once. You know, try to split your days up. If you have 10 videos, don't post 5 a day. Don't post 5 today and 3 tomorrow. Split up your content so you can have more content to put out there. Okay, TikTok with the trendy sounds, whatever that is trending right now, put that sound over that video and watch your TikTok go up. So there's different ways when it comes to as far as getting your content out there, but that is personally something that I did that helped my business grow when I was as far as doing my body butter business. All right, so once you have did everything, you have formulated, you got your inventory. Okay, you got your reviews, you got your content, and you started your page. It is time for you to launch that business, honey, okay? It is time for you to chase that bag, spread those wings, and fly, okay? Launch the business. Be consistent. That's a big one. That is the issue that everyone has, including myself. Starting my business, I rebranded more than once, and there's nothing wrong with rebranding, because a lot of times of us just starting off, you got to start somewhere. You started off out after a year, so I didn't like the way my labels looked, so I kind of switched up my labels as well as my, the color of my brand, and that is okay as long as you started, because like I mentioned, you have to start somewhere. But it's all about being consistent and not stopping. Not everyone is going to buy from you. You may expect a friend to buy from you, your parents to buy from you, and different things like that. And if they don't, it's okay. You know what I mean? But to go back with consistency, when it comes to as far as starting a business, you have to be consistent. You have to. Just because you didn't get any sales. Do you know how many times people told me that my body butters, my body scrubs, my lotions, I did my labels perfect, it looks so beautiful, and I didn't get any sales? I'll be lying if I said that didn't hurt my feelings, that I didn't get any sales and everybody thought it was nice. It did, but you gotta be consistent. How many times have you seen something online and you was like, oh, that's cute, I'm gonna buy it when I get paid, or I'm gonna save it to my wish list, and you didn't buy it right away. But that third time when you kept seeing it over and over, you end up buying it. You want to have that post that you keep posting over and over, and you eventually get them to buy. A lot of times people are just waiting for someone else to buy, or they're waiting for their reviews to come in. That's why I want you guys to simply post, keep posting, be consistent. Show those testimonies, show those reviews, show those before and afters. Because if you don't have anything on your page, no one's not going to buy. I wouldn't buy for anybody that don't have anything on their page or any before and after pictures. Because you're telling me that this can do X, Y, and Z, but you're not showing me what it can do. You know? So be consistent. Continue to post no matter what. If no one's not buying, it's okay. Go out to network. Meet people. Print out some business cards. Share your business cards. Ask the beauty supply store, any mom and pop stores, if they don't mind having your business cards there. I got magnets on my car, letting people know that I'm open for business. I sell body butters, body scrubs, hair products, and everything. Let them know, advertise, stay consistent. Can't stop, won't stop. Okay? That is a saying all 2025. Can't stop, won't stop. All right, so I really hope that everybody was able to watch this video and simply loved it. I hope I was able to drop gems for you guys, especially a little bit more than what I received when I first started. If you have any requests on any type of videos, or you want me to do my own formulation of body butters, I also did lip glosses as well. I will be most definitely happy to give you guys more videos, entrepreneur videos, as well as sit down videos for different and many things. Okay, so just comment down below and let me know. If you have reached the last of this video or the ending of this video, simply like this video and subscribe to this channel. That's all that I want from you guys, and I really do appreciate you guys, and I hope to see you guys at the top and win.